It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. And for today's beer, just because I had to get some critical information correct, I've gone to Google and untapped on Google. So we all know that Wild Beer Company, unfortunately, went out of business. It was they were a pretty big affair. You could buy their beer in Morrison's and Tesco's and all of the supermarkets, and everybody knew Wild Beer, based in the Bristol area of the United Kingdom. So they've been bought out by, and this is my fresh Google mind here, they've been bought out by Curious Brewing Company. So now Curious own the brand, and I then Googled this very beer because I picked this up in Sainsbury's as of Sunday, 4 days ago. And I'm thinking to myself, for a company that's gone under, unfortunately, and they've just been bought out, they've done very well to put a beer very quickly into Sainsbury's. The reason why I Googled all of this is because... Right, so Curious Brewing Company have bought out Wild Beer Company, but this beer has been produced at Wiper and True in Bristol. So whether this is old stock, whether Curious have done a deal to brew the beer from Wild Beer at Wiper and True until they sort out matters, because for Curious Brewing Company, what they don't want is for people to forget the brand. They don't want people to forget about Wild Beer Company and that fantastic stag on the front of the label. They want to keep it fresh in people's minds. So maybe they've done a very quick deal with Wiper and True to say, hey, can you brew us this batch of beer? We've signed a contract with Sainsbury's. We're going to get all the beer into Sainsbury's very quickly. Keep it fresh in people's minds. We'll get into more of that in a moment. First of all, it's always important to concentrate on the beer itself. It's a 5.5% ABV West Coast Pale. All that talking, I forgot couldn't find the glass. Now, the reason why I did my Googling is because some of you will remember last year I went to Bristol and I did the beers, bars and breweries of Bristol, United Kingdom. Well, a part of that journey took me to Wiper and True, and they were furiously finishing off this massive building, they were fitting this building out with new brewing equipment, a massive bar. I mean, huge bar. Like one of those big American breweries. This is Wiper and True now. So my thinking was, if anybody in Bristol could take on brewing a contract beer for Sainsbury's, it would be Wiper and True. Definitely would be Wiper and True. This beer's got a 1 to 2 finger white head, good levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass, and it's I'm not going to call it really pale. I'm going to call it more of a light amber coloured beer, or more of an orangey light amber coloured beer. Slow moving carbonation. Let's get the aroma. It smells really good. It smells really good. Really kind of light and piney, resinous, citrusy, lemon-like. Really floral, a really spicy floral aroma. The beer cost me, let's have a look, I was almost looking for Wiper and True then. Wild Beer Co. Cryology is £3 a can. £3 a can in Sainsbury's. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, super refreshing. Super refreshing. So whilst I was on Untapped looking for information regarding this beer, somebody described it as a light tasting lager. This is nothing like a light tasting lager. It's very light and fluffy and floral and very drinkable and refreshing, but it's nothing like a lager. What were they thinking? Oh, that is blooming good beer. That is really good beer. Stone the Crows. It's got that fantastic biting kind of lemon, grapefruit, orange peel bitterness coming through, like you've been biting on a lemon peel or an orange peel. I've not tasted a beer like this for months. A proper West Coast Pale Ale. Stone the Crows. This is what used to get me excited regarding beer. The old West Coast, the American West Coast style beers. Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Super. It's drinkable. The drinkability on this beer alone is just fantastic. There's a tutti fruity flavour coming through. But then you're hit with this kind of crescendo really, of just, I'm going to cover myself again, lemon, orange peel, grapefruit, a little bit of sweetness to begin with, a little bit of that maltiness to begin with, but a fantastic bitterness on the back end. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that my Sainsbury's is a 9-mile round trip. 9 miles for me to get back. It's 9 miles to get there. 9 miles. It's an 18-mile round trip for me to get to Sainsbury's. It's a damn shame. I live in the largest town in Wales and we don't have a Sainsbury's. Ridiculous. Well, we do, but it's a little piddly Sainsbury's up on the top road there. I would love to have this. What I'm trying to say here is I'd love to have this on hand. I would love to have this on hand all the blooming time. Because this is harking back to the fantastic days of the proper American West Coast Pales. The proper American West Coast Pales, where you've got a fantastic bitterness on the back end. There's not enough beer these days to cater for the likes of me, people who love bitterness. I moved myself away from sweetness a long time ago. I stopped having sugar in my tea and coffee many moons ago. I barely eat any sugar sweet kind of product out there. I'm full on bitter, savoury and bitter. And for me, this is perfect. This is perfect beer. Look at it. My clue for this, and it's probably a £25 return to Bristol from here where I live. It'll take me an hour to get there, an hour to get home. But I reckon on a Friday, I could get a train to Bristol at 11 a.m. for a £25 return, and I could get myself to Wiper and True. If they produce a beer like this, a classic West Coast pale, then I'm all over that. That's well worth my £25 train ticket to Bristol just to get to Wiper and True to taste a proper bitter West Coast pale. I'll drink pint after pint of it. Fantastic tap room, by the way. Fantastic brewery. Of course, the only reason why I'm mentioning Wiper and True is because they built this massive brewery, and it's wonderful, wonderful. But Wild Beer Company, I don't know where the future lies. So Curious, I mentioned Curious. Yeah, Curious own them now. For me, they've started off on the front foot. This is brilliant by Curious to contract brew a beer at Wiper and True under the Wild Beer Company name for Sainsbury's. And importantly, this is the main one. Importantly, it's blooming good beer. It's really, really good beer. That's, for me, a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 beer from Real Ale Craft Beer. There's not enough West Coast style beers brewed to the old style anymore. But honestly, they've nailed that. It's been absolutely nailed on. I think that they put every effort into producing a terrific beer here. Curious or Wiper and True or whoever's behind this whole venture to say, hey, Wild Beer Company are here to stay. They're brewing some fantastic beer. They got a fantastic reputation. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Stone the Crows. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.